What's up, everyone? Good evening. Welcome to my office and welcome to the place where I create and I write and I get my ideas going in the brain. My second designated area in our house is the kitchen island, is where I do a lot of my creating and writing and everything. So feels so good to be on here live right now. Um, Loving my new schedule that I was telling you guys about when I posted on Facebook. It's working out really good. I feel more balanced versus the split shift that I was used to working. You know, we get so complacent in doing the same thing from day to day to day to day. You know, it becomes so repetitious. And so then we just kind of like live in a bubble and we don't want to, change. And so change is definitely, as they say, change is inevitable. I can't even talk this evening, but hope you guys are doing good. And yeah, things are going pretty good. I'm just glad and thankful that I'm more available in the evening time for my husband and daughter here at home. I feel like me, being available more during the evening versus my old schedule when I was getting off at 10 at night on my second shift. It was just like, it just was not orderly. And I feel like since I'm now working this new schedule from 4 in the morning to 12:30 in the afternoon, it's more sets the tone in the house and it's just different. It feels good. But yeah, so things are okay. Hubby is still recovering. Daughter is still, doing junior high and everything. And I just can't believe, how fast time goes. But I was going to do a completely different topic this morning. And my whole thought process changed and said, no, you need to do something tonight. That's, what we need is, need to hear something, informative from me, enlightening, encouraging, something happy, not anything that's discouraging or negative or whatever. So yeah, I'm just glad to be available right now. And I just wanted to go over a few things that I wanted to share with you about, my passion in writing. And I have books number 4 and 5 are currently, I'm working on the book cover. I'm having a good time with it. It's taken a little bit longer than what I thought it would. I think because of all the family dynamics and life in itself and work-life balance. And it just wasn't a priority at the time. Creating the covers until everything else was kind of, settled. And so I feel better that it's a little more settled now to where I can take some time and, pursue my last, 2 books that I'm working on. So I'm really excited about it. But I wanted to share with you a lot of my friends and families, they love these things that I give them when they either buy a book or when I gift, in person. When I give a book, I give these wonderful, 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 and I don't take credit for these. These are from Amazon. I found these like a year ago. They're magnetic markers. And what attracted me to these little jewels is, I thought I heard the door open, but what attracted me to these is the little quotes or sayings that they have on them. They just resonated when I saw them on Amazon. Amazon literally has everything from A to Z. They're literally, they do, and it's like amazing. Anything you could think of in your head, Amazon has it. But these right here, I just thought these would be a nice little thing. When I had my second event at Barnes and Noble's, the book signing that I did, and I found these, I was thinking of something nice to give to customers when they walk up to my table and they want to purchase a book. I wanted to make sure to not just give them, the book, but I wanted to also let them, let them know I appreciated them investing and trusting in my writings and what my passion is. So these are 4 that I chose just randomly tonight, and I wanted to share that I thought, kind of stood out. So the first one is, I love this one, very cut and dry. Be brave. Just be brave. 2 words, be brave. And I think that is just, I love that because it says so much. Just 2 words, be brave. And how many times do we think about where we want to pursue something, we outside of, thinking outside the box, outside of our job, outside of our day-to-day life, we sit back and we're thinking about things that we wish we could have did, but we're scared to do, or we're, need the courage, but, those around us may not encourage us, the way we need it. So then that's when you need to encourage yourself and be brave about what you're pursuing, and take a chance and have courage. And so I love that. I think that speaks a lot. Just 2 words that says 1,000, The second one, another one that's very cut and dry. Just start. Simple as that. Just start. I mean, that says a lot. Like, we could talk and talk all day long about what we want to do, what we want to pursue, how we wish we could have, if we did, if we didn't, shoulda, coulda, wouldas that we, say on the daily that we wish we could have, we should have, but we didn't because of whatever reason, But this says just start. Stop talking and just start. Okay, I love that. And the second one, or the third one, is your mistakes. This speaks a lot of volume, like turning the volume up. Your mistakes don't define you. Your mistakes don't define you. I'm going to let that sit right there. Your mistakes do not define you. How many times where you see where, people hold that over your head, your mistakes, whether it be friends, family, associates, not strangers, but just people in our lives, our mistakes. How many times do we tell ourselves, oh, well, this probably didn't happen because of what I did in the past, or what happened between, this person, or I didn't do this right, or where you're constantly blaming yourself and you're holding yourself accountable and you're holding yourself hostage because of your mistakes. But as it says, your mistakes don't define you. And so sometimes we live in our heads and we allow for our mistakes in the past to define what our future is going to be, or to define what we feel like the outcome should be in our life. And that's just not so, because they're mistakes, and that's why they're mistakes. They're mistakes. And so therefore, we should never allow our mistakes to define who we are, because that is not who we are. Our mistakes are not us. Mistakes are mistakes, but they don't have to become us or consume us, in the future. So I love that one. And then my favorite one, this is the one that really resonates, is write your own story. Write your own story. Not her story, not his story, not their story, but your story. And the reason why this one resonates so strong with me, because I sit back, the older I get, I'm 49, going to be 50 in May of next year, and I sit back and observe the older I get. I am learning how to say less and observe more, okay? And so many times I sit back and observe, and I see how people, in general, they don't write their own story. They try to write somebody else's story. they want to try to live their life vicariously through other people. Well, that's not your story. Your story is your story. So we should never be writing someone else's story. It should always be our own story because, again, like I've said this before and in the past, that we are all wired differently. Number one, we all move differently. We all are different. Each and every individual is different. Even twins can be twins, but they are different in the way they think. Every now and then they might be the same with the way they might talk at the same time, or, you know, ironically have these things that happen because they are twins. But reality is each one has their own story. And so even with my husband, with going through his journey with healing, from cancer and recovering, I could write about it, but that's not my story. That's not my story to tell. That's his story. And that's his walk, his personal walk. And I have my personal walk, and my daughter has her walk. We all have a different walk and a different path and a different journey. And so it agitates me when I see people, trying to be like someone else or copying someone else or not being original, because you don't have to be that. Just be you and allow your story to define who you are and not somebody else's story. So I again, write your own story. And these again are just a few of my favorites, but I have like a whole box full. And again, these can be purchased off of Amazon, and they're magnetic markers. They seem to go over very well, and when I give these to family members and friends, I don't choose them. I allow them to rummage through them and pick what resonates with them. That makes it more fun and more personable, because I'm like, I can't speak for, what would resonate. It's up to the individual on what they feel would resonate at the time. So anyways, enough about the magnetic markers. My passion that I've had since I was 13 is writing. More or less writing poetry. I've written a couple short stories in the past, but I'm more of a poetry girl. I love different genres of poetry. So my first book, all of my books you can find on Amazon. And these are not the only thing that I've done. I've done poetry on other items like coffee mugs and candle holders and wine glasses. So it just doesn't stop at the books. I just haven't pursued the other things because after COVID, stuff is expensive, and everything is like, to order it in bulk, it's so expensive now. So I just stick to the one thing right now. I focus because, I'm all over the place and with my thoughts. And so right now I'm focused on writing because I feel like that's what the world needs. That's what society needs. And that's what, I need to feed my soul when I'm feeling famished, is to write. Because when I write and I am able to produce something that I write and then share the gift, it makes me feel like so good, And I feel like, as I've said, in some of my poetry or personally conversations that I've had with friends or family, is that what's the point in having a gift that we're gifted with if we're not willing to share the gift? Because life is freaking short. I mean, I know that sounds so status quo, but it is true. It is true. We are living in times where life is short. That's the reality. That's, 100% reality. And that, if we have a gift that we know that we can, bless other people with in our lives, then why not share it? Because when we go 6 feet under, nothing's going to go with us. Nothing. None of that stuff. None of the materialistic stuff. None of our gifts. They will, if we don't share the gifts, our gift just goes with us when we go, and when it's our time. And so it's like, I want to have fun on earth. I'm not perfect, but I'm trying to utilize my gift the best way that I can, as far as to be a blessing and to also benefit from it as well. So, but yeah, it's definitely a passion of mine. So this, all my books on Amazon, you can find them there, or you can Google my name and my books will come up under different sites. Currently, the only place where my book is actually on the shelf is here in Arizona at a Barnes and Nobles. That's like at a mall that I did my book signing and did a book event there. One of the book events, it was a fall crawl, so that was really fun. So this is my first book, which is 100 Thoughts to Move Your Mind and Free Your Soul. And this is my first book that I wrote post-COVID, that I had COVID really bad several years ago. Well, not several, it's been a couple years ago. And I was having trouble with my memory, having memory fog. And so this was my baby. I call this my baby because after COVID, I had memory fog really bad. And I've always wanted to write a book. And I kept putting it on the back burner and putting it off. And so COVID, getting through the memory fog, I started writing this book. It was one page at a time on the laptop, and I just would type a page at a time. And I came up with the book. And so that's why, excuse me. Sleepy, sorry. And this is why I call this my baby, because this got me through the memory fog. And so any book that I write, I'm not doing any AI on it. I myself personally, I don't have anything against AI, but I like to be authentic and raw and create every part of me into even the cover. So this artwork, that is from our backyard. That was the tree. And so I love that, the way the picture turned out after it was edited, because it kind of tells a story. So this is 100 Thoughts to Move Your Mind and Free Your Soul. And the ratings, if you look at my ratings on Amazon, you'll see the ratings on this one. It resonated with a lot of friends and family that purchased this book. So the second book is One Piece at a Time. And I wrote this book at a time where I was just trying to figure out Shannon, just trying to piece my life back together, trying to figure out, thinking about a puzzle, how we get a puzzle, we, rummage through the box of the pieces of the puzzle, try to fit where they go, try to fit all the pieces together, and the last piece, we click it in there and it just completes the whole puzzle. So I was at a time where that's where I was. I was like a puzzle on the table, just kind of like everywhere. My thoughts were everywhere. My emotions were everywhere. My mental was everywhere. And I just wasn't focused. And so writing this really set the tone for, figuring out who Shannon was and what my purpose was and is. And this picture, I took at our kitchen island, and then it was later edited. And I really like creating my own covers. I just feel like it's received more when the cover is more personable. That's just the way I see it. That just might be my perception of it all. So my third book, and I am currently working on the last 2 books. Excited about it. But my last book is Hidden Fruits Within Me, a collection of quotes and poetry. One of my major books here, over 365 pages. And I love the cover, as my daughter would say, very aesthetic. It almost feels like velvet. I love the way the cover is. It's very smooth. And I don't know, there's something about it. It's very smooth and like relaxing. But this one right here, this is 4, parts to this book. And this is, again, my personal touch. This is real fruit. And these are my hands holding the plate of fruit. And the reason why I chose fruit and the photo that was taken by my daughter in our home, I chose the real fruit because I wanted to let you know that I'm serving you the fruits of my labor and writing, and I'm giving you the best. You don't see any rotten fruit. It's all fresh fruit. It was real fruit. I had so much fun arranging this, and I'm serving you. I'm serving you a part of me that's a very intimate part of me, as far as my passion and my gift that I love to share with you guys. And I put a lot into this book, a lot. So I really enjoyed it. But yeah, these are my 3 books. Again, you can find me on Amazon, or if you Google me, you can find me on different sites. 100 Thoughts to Move Your Mind and Free Your Soul. Second book, One Piece at a Time. And then Hidden Fruits Within Me, a collection of quotes and poetry. So I really enjoyed doing this video tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. I should have been sleeping, but it's okay. So I will still get my power nap in. So far, new schedule's been working good as far as my, sleep pattern being pretty consistent and steady. So I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Thank you for taking time to watch my video. And everyone have a blessed night. Bye-bye.